But it has to be totally exposed. Again, I'm really not learning anything particularly new. If we didn't already know it, if we already didn't have evidence of it, it's something we certainly suspected. Now we're just getting more documented evidence on this. It would be really interesting if we could uncover, for example, communications where we show how complicit the media was in all of this. Some of those communications would be extremely valuable, because what we have to do is this has to be fully exposed. Now, again, I don't know what percent of the legacy corporate media is, full of a bunch of leftists. I think it's a pretty big chunk. Obviously, we've got news outlets like yours, and we've got more conservative outlets nowadays. We've got alternate media, but still, the bulk of our media are basically the communication arm of the Democrat Party, which is radical leftists. So the American people aren't hearing this. I mean, people who watch your show are aware of this, but the vast majority of Americans are still pretty well clueless to exactly what Obama and Biden and Clinton and Brennan and all that cast of characters, what they did. So how do you expose it? From my standpoint, the best way of doing this is undertake a conspiracy investigation, bring charges in a venue outside of Washington, D.C. The problem with John Durham, can't respect this, is he wouldn't indict unless he knew he could get a conviction. He knew in Democrat-controlled District of Columbia, he'll never be able to convict a Democrat on a political type crime. So he never indicted. We need to indict in a venue where there actually would be a fair trial. And the reason I want a trial is I can't think of a better venue where you can take day after day after day, hour after hour after hour at each one of those days, where we just lay out the evidence painstakingly, exhaustively, accurately, to lay this out for the American public for historical record of it. I think that'd be the best way. We can write reports. Senator Grass and I can continue our partnership, and we can write another report. We wrote a report that the mainstream media not only ignored, they called it Russian disinformation.
Yeah, that's what they did. Everything was dismissed, even though it was real evidence.